What is going on, everybody? Zyonik here, and in today's video we're going to talk about something that has been discussed in the community, and other people and other content creators have brought it up, and you've probably seen it on Reddit as well, but we're just going to echo it here to help prepare you guys not only for your regionals but in just future tournaments to come, and that is going to be proper switching. So what do I mean by proper switching? Well, knowing when to switch, how to switch, and when to actually hold the switch to time it as a offensive or defensive maneuver, so that you can set yourself up for the greatest success if you are in a tough situation. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all the latest Pokemon Go PvP content. Without further ado, guys, let's get right into how to switch for Pokemon Go PvP. Alright guys, so in this first clip we're going to take a look at two things in the switches, which is the initial lead switch, how you should get out of there and why. So we're going to talk about that, and then we're also going to talk about offensive switching. So you see both of those in here. Now, when it comes to lead switches, what does that mean? Well, based on the first Pokemon that each of you put out, you have to make one of two choices. Do I need to bail, or can I stay in this fight? And the reason why you would need to bail is one of two things. First off, the fast move of that opponent is going to destroy you. And in this case, we're going to see that Bastiodon with Smackdown is going to be doing a lot of damage to my Haunter, so I'm going to have to bail. The second thing is if the fast move isn't doing super effective damage, but the charge move he has will, maybe I could bail at the point where that charge move is going to come off to save the use of a shield. So if we go ahead and get right into this first battle, we're going to see the fact that he is going to lead with Bastiodon, and I'm going to lead with Haunter. So I lead with Haunter, he leads with Bastiodon, so I know this is going to hurt. As you can see, he's going to get one Smackdown off, and I bail out of there into Medicham. Medicham's going to obviously be a counter for Bastiodon, but then he brings in his own Lapras. So this is actually very beneficial for me because my Medicham can beat two of his Pokemon. So we're going to go ahead and do a power-up punch off on the Lapras. Now, he's really got no hope here. I'm going to go ahead and I do shield because I want to keep my Medicham as topped up as I can, and we're just going to store energy off of this Lapras because I know I can beat him before he gets to that next surf. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to the timer down on the bottom. It's starting to tick away, meaning I'll be able to swap again soon. So, Power Up Punch going off on Medicham. Now we're going to try to go for Ice Punches because after you power up a Medicham, the Ice Punch is going to be doing more damage to an opponent Medicham, as you guys can see right there. Now, pay attention to that timer. See, I notice it's coming close, so I'm going to go ahead and shield right here because I want to prolong this fight and keep my Medicham. Now, look, it's there. Now, this is the offensive switch, meaning I swapped Haunter into his Medicham, so that now I still have Medicham in the back, able to take down his Bastiodon. Even though I'm locked in here, that's okay because I can get off a few Shadow Punches to take down his Bastiodon as fast as possible. So if we go ahead, rewind that just a little bit, you guys, it's going to be very important to keep track of your timer and know what Pokemon is going to beat Pokemon on his team. So in this case, I know in my head I need to keep my Medicham for his Bastiodon. So prolonging Medicham's life, and then noticing the timer, as we see here, I shield this, Ice Punch, right? And then my timer's up, so I can switch to Haunter to keep him locked in and take down the opponent Medicham. So that is the offensive swap in, where they're locked in, and then you can take advantage of that. So now, just finishing off the fight, we're just going to go ahead and get Shadow Punches off here. We do get a shield, which is good. And we're going to go for another Shadow Punch here. Now, Haunter, even though it will lose to Bastiodon because of the Smackdown and being very squishy, it can still put off some decent damage. As you guys are noticing here, we take him down to the yellow, which is really good. And we are going to get a third Shadow Punch off. So this is doing a lot of damage. And we get both shields with Haunter. Now, he has stored energy. So I go to a Azumarill because I can soak that energy, right? It's a flamethrower, not going to be doing anything. And so then we can finish off this fight pretty nicely. Now you guys do see my switch timer is coming in again. So he does use a charge move right here, which is going to be Stone Edge. And I go for Ice Beam. And then after I get this Ice Beam off, I do another offensive switch to show that you guys can switch during the charge move. And what do I mean by that? So if we go ahead and pause it and rewind again, I did this to showcase that you guys can do it while you're using a charge move. So if we notice, he's going to get his Stone Edge off again. What I want you guys to notice is where I'm clicking as I do my Ice Beam. So I go ahead and use my Ice Beam. Now once the Ice Beam is done, you guys can click in that bottom right hand corner even though nothing is there. Did you guys see that? So we pause again, we'll rewind just a little bit. When you get off the Ice Beam, I'm going to go ahead and pause right here. It actually doesn't show the switch timer, but the button is registered there. Now this doesn't mean that you can switch while the move is going off. What it does is it queues up the swap so that it's as fast as possible once the charge move goes off. So we notice I get the Ice Beam off. I'm clicking in the bottom right hand corner even though the button technically isn't visible. And then I switch to Medicham to finish off with counter. So that is an example of the initial swap and the offensive swap, and being able to swap while the timer isn't physically there for you guys to see. Now in this match, we're going to move into a defensive swap. And what do I mean by that? A defensive swap can be one of two things. Firstly, if your opponent swaps into a Pokemon that is going to beat yours, so let's say we're talking about the Nightmare Cup, and you have Toxicroak on the field, and they swap into Hypno. A defensive swap would be swapping out into something that can handle Hypno and save your Toxicroak for later. Or, in another case, a defensive swap means swapping so that the Pokemon you swap into soaks the charge move that is coming in, and we'll see that in this match. So, go ahead and get right into the fight here. And what we'll notice is that I lead with Tentacruel, and he leads with Azumarill. So this is a positive matchup for us. Tentacruel is going to be a great counter to Azumarill for regionals. And as we'll see, he does a swap. He knows that my charge moves are going to be doing super effective damage to him. So he's going to swap out of there, but I do get the Acid Spray off first, which is very key. When it comes to Tentacruel, if you're going to be using him, you want to try to get as many Acid Sprays off. So we do burn a shield, and he swaps out. But then he swaps to Altaria. So now watch this. My Acid Spray is going to be there before Sky Attack. So I get the Acid Spray off. I click in the bottom right-hand corner as the move's going off. Switch to Skarmory so that his Sky Attack right here gets absorbed by Skarmory, which is not going to be doing super effective damage. So that is a defensive swap. So if we go ahead and pause it, rewind it back just a little bit, right to the point where we get off the Acid Spray. So we get off the Acid Spray to Altaria, right? We swap to Skarmory, so then we get the debuff on Altaria, and we soak the Sky Attack on Skarmory. And what that does is that, one, allows us to not waste shields, 2, help us keep Pokemon alive, and 3, it burns the enemy's energy, which is an important thing. So in one swap, we did 3 positive things. We kept the Pokemon, we absorbed a charge move, and we wasted the enemy's energy. And that's going to be very key when it comes to your regional cup tournament or any Silph League Arena tournament. So if we continue the fight here, we see that he brings in Medicham. We're not going to shield this right here. It's going to be Power Up Punch, but still, Skarmory being pretty tanky, he's going to take it very well. We're going to go ahead and get off this Sky Attack to burn his final shield. And remind you, we have Tentacruel in the back along with Medicham as well. So the fact that he has no shields right here, we still have 2 shields. We're going to go ahead and go into Medicham as I let the timer go down. So now we have Medicham. We're going to go ahead and shield this right here. It could be Ice Punch. It's Power Up Punch again. Okay. So we're just going to keep plugging away here. And we're going to go for, well, he does get another charge move off. And I can't remember. I decided to forego shields. He gets Ice Punch off, which is going to do a ton of damage. But we're going to go ahead and go for our own Ice Punch right here to take his Medicham down as low as we can. So we get it really low, as you guys can see. And remember, he still has Azumarill in the back. So we're going to go ahead and get the Power Punch off on the Azumarill, and then we're going to hot swap to Tentacruel while the charge move is going off. Because remember, we still have a shield, and Tentacruel being a counter, so we're going to go ahead and shield this no matter what it is. It's probably going to be Play Rough. It is Play Rough. So then we're just going to go ahead and go for the Acid Spray to finish off the Azumarill. But that just goes to show how a defensive swap works, guys. And it's gonna come in clutch, especially in regionals when it comes to that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys found it informative. So be sure to smash that like button and comment down below and let me know if you guys got invited to the second wave of regionals, how your guys' team comps are going, what you guys thought about this switching video, and has it helped you guys. And like always, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.